So I did have a plan. Come back for the halfway point of the season. Make it a 3-video season. But unfortunately, renovations to the house got in the way. And in my spare time, I just didn't fancy recording a video. So you join me at the end of the season. We do have a live come though, and it's a fairly big one. So first off, let's go through all our Champions League fixtures before the winter window. Then we'll look at our transfers over January. Then we will do youth intake. Then we will recap the league. So we started off our Champions League run against Benfica, Emmerich, Finchu and Esteval with 2 goals. We looked good. And when I say we looked good, we continued that with a 2-0 victory over Liverpool with Mark and Fort on the score sheet. I wasn't expecting this, but back-to-back wins. And yeah, we've started our Champions League form looking positive. 3 wins in a row, an all-Spanish game here as we beat Emmerich. We beat Emmerich. We beat Atletico Madrid with Emmerich on the score sheet. 9 points from 9 in the Champions League. I mean, I jinxed it a little bit because we actually dropped 2 points in the next game. Emmerich again scoring and Pedri on the score sheet in a 2-2 draw against Fiorentina. At home, I think they're the type of games we really should be winning. But we were 2-0 down, so I guess coming back to draw 2-2 isn't the worst result. Back-to-back draws, though, were the wheels coming off? Away to Dortmund. I mean, there's worse places to draw. So the final game before the January window, and we got another draw against Manchester United. But 92nd minute equalised from Julian Alvarez, former Man City player, and Juncker on the score sheet for us. 2-2 against United isn't the worst result, but at the same time, we really should be winning them games at home. So that took us into the January transfer window, and yeah, I decided to spend a lot of money. First off, the outs. So Kondik left us Al Ettifaq. I really didn't want to sell him, but we needed to bring in some money, so he ended up going for 15 million. We then sold Devilet for 6.5 million to Genk. Obviously, he was with us at Lens and then to Barcelona. We have a lot of players come to our academy who are defenders, so we could let him go. He's one of the biggest ones. Kabasi, moved to Manchester City on loan. They covered his whole £725,000 a week wage, as well as we're probably going to get about 35-40 million for him. It's not a lot of money for 28-year-old, but the fact is he had a 20% wage rise yearly. I couldn't get him out of that because trying to offer him a new contract, he wanted over $1 million a week. So it ended up just being the only option was to let him go. We could only have a 4.5 million or 5 million budget a week for wages with the La Liga cap because of how much revenue we get from sponsorship. So this guy taking up a fifth of that, one player taking that up. Yeah, we had to let him go in the end. Quite possibly one of the saddest ones, but the reason behind it was to actually just see him get some football, was Alex leaving us. After being with us at Trenton, then Ostrivine, then Lens, and now Barcelona, where he did score 2 goals for the B team in the end, playing only 4 games in the first half of the season, and this was the motivation to let him go on loan. So we let him go back to France to Clement Foot. He played 14 games, only scoring 3 goals. Bit concerning, but I'm hoping now he comes back to the Barcelona B team with our new manager Thomas Delaney, who I fixed. It's been a hassle to get players in. Coaches in for the B team. Nobody wants to coach the B team. I don't know if it's a bug in the game, but former Lens B team coach Thomas Delaney, so he knows Alex. Maybe he can be beneficial in helping him get some game time next season. For the ins, Let's go through all these, shall we? So for 1.2 million, we picked up one of the top 50 wonder kids in Europe, in Dusan Stefanovic, and he's talented. He's not a world beater, but he's talented, and he's going to play in our B team. We'll see how he develops. Valued up to 20 million at the minute, so there is profit in him. The next one is Marçal, a central defender because we don't have enough of them, but again, I just wanted to add depth to our B team. Our B team was very short of players, so we just added a bit of depth. We do have 3 or 4 really good kids who are defenders, but they were 16, and we just needed someone a little bit older, so we went for a 19-year-old. Makes sense, right? The next one, for £100 million, Lamine Yamal comes back to Barcelona. Sold to Man City for 120. We've brought him back. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Paul, you're paying him 700,000 a week. No yearly wage rise. So the 700,000 a week is a lot. I really don't like the fact of paying £700,000 a week. If we go on the contract side, and you can see he takes up 15% of our wage budget, but he's insanely good. 9 goals, 7 assists in the second half of the season. Yeah, we needed a world-class player in attacking mid alongside Emmerich, and he is that. The next player coming in could potentially overtake Yamal in 3 years' time, for example, if he's a backup for a couple of years and then pushes in. Jack Butler. Very talented statistic-wise, but look at this. In 23 games for our under-19s, playing in attacking midfield, he scored 23 goals, so a goal a game, and 10 assists, with an 8.41 average. So there's been a lot of potential here. I'm interested to see how he does playing for our B team next season, and then maybe move him up towards the first team. And finally, just a few players just add a bit of depth. So first off, a goalkeeper we picked up who got recommended by our scout to come in. Now he's going to be basically a backup for the 19s and our B team, Nigerian youngster Namani. Valued at 3.8 million. We only paid 375k for him, so we'll see how he develops. The last two are weird. So we had our intake. I let my director of football sort contracts. 2 players he didn't offer contracts to. Now, a week before they got released, I quickly offered them contract, and now they've shown up on this list. Very annoying, because they're not even that good. First off, there was a goalkeeper. We just needed more depth in goal of our youth team. And then also a right back who I just thought with a perfectionist personality might develop into something. So a little bit annoying that both of them pop up on this list now, but yeah, summer transfers were decent. Jack Butler and Lamine Yamal were definitely the best 2 by a mile. But then just a few players who were going to play in our youth team, just see how they develop. But yeah, financially we've had a bit of a hit. 134 million in the red this season. 145 million in the red since we've been manager. That's quite bad. So I do think over the summer there's a big chance we actually just promote players from our youth team and try to maybe move on a couple of fringe players and actually stop this giant red pile, potentially. Not sure. We'll have a think. I might end up splashing it. Who knows? So back to our Champions League run then. We entered January and we played Lyon away with Zaire Emery on the score sheet as we got a 1-0 victory. Then we ended the group stage with Yamal getting 2 goals and Mark on the score sheet as we beat Slava Prague 3-0. Now that saw us finish in 5th place with 5 wins and 3 draws, and very, very much needed, if anything, for the coefficient points we'll get ourselves, because at the end of the league phase we were predicted to be dropping to 16th in the European club rankings from our current place of 15th. Because 5 years ago, the points we got were going to disappear, and they were actually one of our best seasons. So we ended up continuing in the round of 16. We got drawn against Dortmund. Balde getting the goal away from home with a 1-1 draw. Could we go back to the Camp Nou and actually get ourselves into the quarterfinals? Yeah, comfortably. 4-0. Mark getting 2. Severio and Emmerich on the score sheet. A 5-1 aggregate victory over Dortmund saw us go into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. A home tie against Man United came first after 2-2 draw in the league phase. We really stepped up. Fort, Yamal, Finshu, Pedri and Godet on the score sheet. Godet we will look at in a second, has been doing really well, but a 5-2 victory, surely we could hold on. Well, we decided to play a game of biting the fingernails, and we lost this game 2-0. So we ended up winning 5-4 in aggregate, but that saw us going to the semi-finals, where we'll be facing Newcastle United. Travelling to St James's Park first, we got a 3-1 victory. Their goal late on could bite us in the backside. Balde, Mark with a penalty, and Emmerich on the score sheet. It didn't bite us in the backside. Mark getting 2 goals saw us go through to the Champions League final, which will be today's live come. 5-1 on aggregate over Newcastle United. We'll see us play holders Real Madrid in the final. An El Clasico Champions League final. So in terms of the cup, so we went through in the third round 4-0. Very comfortable 4-0 victory with Martinez, Finchu, Pedri and Juncker on the score sheet. Before we played Eibar in the next round, we got 2-0 victory with 10 men, with Fort getting a red card. We then played Leganes and went through on penalties. We did make hard work of that game before playing Atletico Madrid in the semi-finals. 0-0 at home before losing 1-0 away. Unfortunately, we didn't make it to a cup final, but to be honest with you, it wasn't my priority. Now, with how far behind Real Madrid we were last season, the league was something I never thought would be possible this season, but we actually did give it a fairly good go. As you can see in the first half of the season, we only had 2 defeats, Osasuna and Real Madrid away, and we really did look good. Now, when you scroll down, second half of the season, we only had 1 defeat, and that was away to Espanyol. And yeah, we did look really, really good. A couple of draws here have ended up costing us. Away to Sevilla, a 3-3 draw. You always think 89th minute. Equalised after we scored in the 87th minute, take the lead. The draw against Real Madrid, we took the 1-0 lead with a penalty. They got a penalty back in the 86th minute. Did have a goal disallowed, but doesn't count if it's disallowed. And then the draws here, you get a 2-2 against Real Sociedad, but then you look, we had such a heavily rotated side because of the Champions League semi-finals. So we ended up finishing in second place with 93 points though, winning 29, drawing 6, losing 3. But what I would say is this Real Madrid side is getting very, very old. You have like Kylian Mbappe. He's signed a new deal, another one you did, but he's 36 years old now. How long can they go on? When we go into their senior squad, age-wise, click the other way around, you can see here they've got quite a lot of players over the age of 30. I'm just hoping that if they don't rebuild as strongly as we have, there is a chance that we can start catching them, and maybe next season, maybe be the first season within this football manager world where Barcelona actually win the league title. But first off, we've got the Champions League to deal with. So our squad has been good. One player we did going to mention was Godet, who has picked up, unfortunately, an injury which is going to keep him out all the way over the summer, because he ended up scoring 10 goals in 13 league games after coming into the first team for the second half of the season. He's been fantastic. He has been fantastic. Still only 18. We're going to let him now go away and just recover from the injury, and hopefully next season score some goals for us again, because yeah, he really has impressed me when he's come off the bench and been given starts when I've been resting Mark for the European games, and having them young players getting football and looking good has been insane. Another player who's just recently been promoted, where is he? This one here, central defender, Spruitt. I'm going to probably drop him back down to our B team for next season, but I do have a lot of hope he could be good. Obviously picked up for 160k. And then we also brought through an academy player, who is, where is our academy central defender? I think I whacked him on the bench. There we are. Crossas. So he lacks the aggression, but he came in and complained that he wasn't getting enough football. So we had 2 options. We can sell him, or we can maybe promote him and see how we would do. So we promoted him up. He played 4 games in the league with a 7.15 average. I think that alone almost kind of means I'll give him a chance in and on the first team next season. Maybe him coming up means we can potentially move on someone who's has a high value and just balance them books a little bit. But yeah, let's get into the final day. We are missing a couple of people. So Valde has returned from injury, only 79% fit. Higglebrick as well is not fit. And then a couple of players who were unregistered who we gave football to near the end of the season. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Valde on the bench, but he's not going to be playing. So we're going to be going with Blanco, Severio, Juncker and Mercier, Fort and Balde, Emery, Bernal, Yamal, Emmerich, and Mark up top. On the bench, we'd have the likes of Finch, who can come on, who's got 10 assists this season now. Pedri off the bench, Estevao, Cucurella, if you need fresh legs, a wing back. Martinez has started to score and get assists as well. Julio Alvarez not done much. He's going at the end of the season. One of our more ancient players, we could say. But Champions League final here. I've rested for the last 3 games of the season. I've pretty much rested our whole 11. So I'm hoping fresh legs here can get us over the line. In the last league game against them, we really did look like the better team. Right, Balde now puts it in. Fought. Oh, he's down. Oh, it's a penalty. Oh, it's going to go to VAR. I don't think it's going to get given. My first thoughts there was it's no penalty. See what happens. We're only a minute 20 in. Very quick. It'll be Yamal taking the penalty, I think. Maybe Mark. Both of them are penalty takes. I can't remember who I've set as the main one. Referees looked. Gonna pause. No penalty. I did think it wouldn't be. They're so harsh when they give them kind of penalties. Come on. See what we can do here. Need this man here, Messi. We could do with him in the attacker mid alongside maybe Hendrick and Yamal as a 3. Hendrick dropping very deep, spreads it out wide to Gomez, who is injured, lightly injured. Plays it across, we intercept it now. 4 to Bernal, plays it over the top. Mark, good first touch. Was he offside? That's the question. Oh, but it's blocked and wide for a corner. I'm just going to encourage the team. 12 minutes in. Yamal with the corner. Front post. But is cleared away. Emmerich, though, is going to recycle play. See, we're looking decent. Down the line of fort. Puts it across, but it's blocked from Undoggy. Getting nervous here. Can we win the Champions League? First Champions League in this European Journeyman. Shocked. Be shocked if we can do it here. Especially beating our rivals as well. Beating the team who I'm trying to chase in the league, and they are just better than us throughout a 38-game season at the minute. But can we get the better of them in this one-off game? Half time now. Come fists. Come on. Give everything you've got. Leave everything on the table. Our front 3 are just not doing it at the minute. Do what my sister says for getting on the opposition here. Defensively, we're looking alright. Central mid with Bernal and Emery is just a class above, I think. I think our central mid is better than Camavinga and Musiala. Come on. Batasos. There's a fullback. Intercepted. Bernal now. Don't go greedy. Smart. There's a Debalde. Good first touch. Good second touch. Come on. To Bernal. We've got a chance. Ball across. Emmerich. Oh, Emmerich. And Mercier, though, steps in. Over the 4th ball. Mark, he was offside, I think. He was offside. Can we win the ball? We do. Juncker to Bernal. Goes back to Juncker. He plays it forward to Emmerich. Ball in. Yamal. Yamal in the Champions League. Fine. 100 million well spent. Win us the Champions League. 100 million is nothing. Nothing for you if that's what happens. Lemieux. Yamal. Bernal to Juncker. Plays it forward to Emmerich. He takes one touch. Passes it through to Yamal. Running in. Beautiful, man. We are 1-0 up in the Champions League final here. If we win the Champions League, we have to chase them down next year and win the league, right? We have to. Come on. I'm going to praise the team and get them feeling positive and feeling happy. Severio is struggling. I think the change I'm thinking of is Finchu coming on a right wing back and maybe Fort goes to the right centre back position. Ball over Musiala, who I have just insulted and said he wasn't good enough. Do it, shall we? Let's have a look at how we're looking for the player wise. Fort isn't doing the best as well though, leg wise. I think I might do my wing backs. Let's do Fort for Finchu, Cucurella for Balde. And Severio is struggling. Hollinshed I'm going to bring on. What a central defender that young American kid is. Give him the football he deserves. And he's an absolute giant in defence. Come on. Got 2 substitutions left as well. Part of me would like to bring on Valde for the last couple of minutes just to get him the cap in the Champions League final with Finchu already on the pitch. What I would say is them 2 YouTube membership named players have played more games in both seasons for Barcelona than they ever did for the other team. So they still are featuring a lot. Played more league games for this club than the others. Oh my god, we've gone 2-0. We're actually going to win the Champions League. There's 12 minutes left. We are actually going to win Champions League. What is going on? Oh my god. During the league form, you know when you're playing in a league form, you just think to yourself, we look good. We look good. We're continuously scraping the wins. 9 minutes to go. Right, we've got 2 subs left. I think Pedri's going to have to come on for Emmerich, isn't he? Because Pedri's leaving as well in the summer because he refuses a new deal unless I give him $500,000 a week. And he's a 32-year-old backup now. He's accepted a squad player setup at the minute. I don't quite understand. Even though he accepts being a squad player, he still wants... Valde's going to come on. He still expects $500,000 a week, and we can't afford that anymore. But we are going to be lifting the Champions League. We've won the UEFA Conference League with Austria Wien. We are now winning the Champions League in our first attempt properly. Last season we got knocked out early. In our first run, a proper run in the Champions League, we've ended up going on to win it. Here we go. We are the champions. We are the champions. Absolutely insane. Come on. I'm very happy. Well done, lads. Well done. Congratulations. How does it feel? I'm delighted. Absolutely delighted. So, yeah, we needed the money and all that, so that's also very beneficial. Actually, might almost, no, it doesn't. We're still 30 million in the red. Yeah, also, by the way, it's our first Champions League since 2015. So 19 years gap. We are creating something here with Lee Simpson. What a job history. So look at this. So we won the Slovak Cup. We then won the Europa Conference League. We then won the League and Cup double. We then won this Johan Gamper Trophy. And this year, we've won the Champions League and the Johan Gamper Trophy. How many points do we get coefficient-wise for this? 36 points takes up to 116. So nobody behind us will overtake us. We end up joint with Juventus. So Bayer Leverkusen's going to stay ahead. We are going to overtake Atletico Madrid. We are going to overtake Dortmund. We're going to be joint with Chelsea. So we're not going high. We are not going high up here. So it does show that we've had some really bad years. And we need to fix it. So the 28 goals. And then next year 21 goals. Then the 16. That 16 is the big issue, I think. So we're a few years away from getting them back to where they should be. So, in terms of the squad then. Top goal scorer for the season was Mark with 30 goals. Emmerich with 17. Godep with 11. Esteval with 9. Yamal with 9. Emery with 8. Severio with 6. Martinez 5. Finch 5. Assist-wise, Pedri did finish with top assists with 13. Hector Fort with 12, Emmerich with 11, Finchu with 10. If I can get Pedri to sign a $250,000 a week, for example, 1 year, 2 year deal, I will keep him around because he's still a good player. Physically massively dropping off though, and that's why I just don't want to pay the stupid money to keep him around. So I think they are going to drop dramatically and very quickly. Apart from that, I think most of our first team is going to stay pretty much the same. In terms of our B team, we ended up finishing in 15th place. We've had a really bad season. Sorry, there's a game left. We've had a really bad season. We're very short of players, and I just feel like we've not been using the players correctly, to be honest with you. But we've got a new manager in now. who we only just recently brought in, which is Thomas Delaney, who was obviously with us at RC Lens. So he's come in as the new assistant. Sorry, as the new manager, and we are in the middle of bringing in new coaches as well. I've signed 4 so far in the last 2 weeks of the game time. So for next season, we really are in a better position. In terms of our youth team, we won the league massively. Find our group. There, played 30, won 30. We absolutely smashed the league. We didn't end up winning completely. We ended up going out to the quarterfinals. We ended up going out to Getafe on penalties. But we were missing a few players because I needed them for the first team. I think that might have ended up costing us, unfortunately. Just missing the best defender, best striker as well. I do apologise for that. In terms of the intake, it wasn't that good. We've got this defensive midfielder who maybe can develop. He does mentally look really strong. So I'm interested how that's going to go. The goalkeeper's not worth looking at, neither is he. I think, apart from that, really anyone again. But the only thing I would say is, even though some of them are quite poor, it seems like people develop massively at this club. So when they come through, they don't look amazing. But then when I'm showing you these guys here, they just end up developing into fantastic players. Like this guy, I think in a year or two will easily be our new right wing back. He's only going to improve more and more. And I'm excited because I think he will end up overtaking Hector Ford. Hector Ford's 28. When he's around 30, 31, I think will be the time that this young kid, Roveola, how do you say that? Roveola will step in. So there is some really, really good talent in the team. It's just about seeing them develop, to be honest with you. Pai has picked up 16 this season as well. So, yeah, they don't look amazing. But at the same time, like I say, some of them are developing into proper players. And I mean proper players. Like I say, a couple of them have come up into the first team. We do have a few teenagers. Kukave still teenager. Crossas. Mari came up to the first team for the last league game of the season. So he got a little bit of football. Sorry, 2 league games of the season. He's going to go down to our B team for next season. Godet's a teenager. Obviously, Hinglebrick is teenager. And Spoot, who came up into the first team, but will also drop into the B team for next season. So there's potential in this team. There really is. I think when I look at the squad of the B team, I think most of them could get given a chance to move up into the first team. So when you look at that much depth, it's an exciting time. The final people I want to mention is the likes of Rod Torres. Ended up playing 17 games this season for the B team. Determination has never gone back up, so unfortunately that seems to be a killer for him. And Stan ended up playing 12 games for the B team, scoring a goal and getting an assist. So it's nice to see these players sticking around the team. Alex obviously went out on loan. I might end up loaning out Torres if I can find somewhere within Spain potentially. I might also loan out Alex to the third team in Spain if we can. See how that helps. But we've also got our pro license now, which is nice. We completed that about a month ago in game. So 518 games as a manager, 304 wins, 87 draws, 127 defeats, 1 Champions League, 1 Conference League, 1 league title, 4 cups. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode where we start our 3rd season of Barcelona. I want the title.